And I did. I've done it twice. And so I went and bought more lamb because I liked it. So we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna show you the recipe and show you how I eat healthily. Healthily, is that a word? And how you can too. So no, I'm not an Iron Chef. I'm not. This is just a process of wellness. I gotta eat right. I gotta eat healthy. And make it up as you go along sometimes, and it's all good. So in my sink, you see the breast of lamb. So I'm gonna give you a close-up, and you're gonna probably hear me more than you see me, but that's okay. I want you to see what I'm doing, just in case you want to do it. Okay, here we go. Can you see inside the sink? That's where I prep. Of course, I've cleaned my sink. I've cleaned my sink out. My sink is clean. And this is how I prep my meat. You see in there? See in there fine? Yeah? Okay. Let's move that because that's a reflection. That's what it's going in to go into the oven. Now, shortcuts here. Of course, I've washed my hands and all of that. Sazon. I like Spanish seasoning. I like Spanish seasoning. I like Spanish seasoning. Okay, I like Spanish seasoning. So Sazon. Because you're really going to taste this, you know? And I'm in Harlem and not Spanish Harlem, all of Harlem, like all of New York, like most of America these days. We have people from all over the world, and at this point, I like Spanish seasoning. It's some of my favorite flavor. Okay, so I sprinkle it just like I would anything else. Onion. This is onion powder, not onion salt. It's onion powder. And I do this. Now the last time I did this tasted so wonderful. It's like, I gotta do that again. Just to make sure I got this down. Garlic powder. Garlic is always good for you. Garlic powder. Wow, he's laying it on. Yeah, I am. And meat tenderizer. Guess what? It seems I have to cook this stuff for a very long time. What do you mean? Generally, it's probably going to spend at least an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours in my toaster oven. My toaster oven. Let me show you my toaster oven. I showed it to you when I bought it, but I want you to see it again right now. Can you see it? Yeah, there's the toaster oven. And that toaster oven, purchasing that toaster oven was probably one of the best things I ever did. Thank you, Jean. Jean Conway. She still has my last name, but she's my ex-wife, actually. And we do talk. And I have purchased, actually, you know, because I was raised on fried foods. So I had purchased a deep fryer, which I still have, and I still use it on occasion. I don't want to pull it out of there, but it's down here under the sink. Under the sink is the deep fryer. Can you see it? It's here. This is the deep fryer, right here. See? Now, but the thing is, deep fried stuff is not a healthy choice. So, because deep fried stuff is not a healthy choice, my ex-wife suggested to me, because we do communicate. I mean, I believe it's safe to say we're friends, or we're Facebook friends, and we're not Facebook friends. We're LinkedIn friends, but we visit each other's Facebook page. Anyway, she suggested, why don't you get a toaster oven? And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. See, just because you divorce someone does not mean that what truth they provide or suggest, you reject because, okay, we're not married anymore, I don't hear anything you have to say. Look, it's about wellness. If the devil himself made a suggestion that I thought would contribute to my wellness, I take his suggestion. I learned a long time ago, a child can teach me something, a drunk can teach me something. I'm teachable, okay? I'm teachable regarding my wellness. More Spanish seasoning. This is adobo. Crazy about this stuff too. If it's Goya, it's gotta be good, right? I think that's their slogan. And then lemon pepper. Now this is very common with lamb, lemon pepper. I can't say I taste all of these different flavors though. You know, when I actually, you know, cook the meat, I can't really say that I really do taste it. But anyway, so I've seasoned one side and very heavily, because I want to taste it. I want to taste it clear through to the bone. I really do. I like that. Because I like actually gnawing on, chewing on. It's just the dog in me. Bones. I really do. So, when the flavor's in the bones, then I know I've really seasoned the meat, and that's another reason I cook it so long. And then I do the same thing to the other side of the meat. Perhaps not quite as much. Oh, that was more than I wanted. But it's okay. It's okay. And then of course, I push it around because I want it in the bones. So now the ends that don't have anything on them, oh, they will. Trust me. I want that seasoning in every nook and cranny, because it's going to bake into the meat. It's actually going to bake into the bone. I mean, that's how severe that is. And I'm not going to miss any of its nutritional value. Now, some might say, well, isn't that a lot of salt and a lot of seasoning with salt in it? Probably. So I wouldn't suggest it for someone with high blood pressure. At least not as a regular, consistent meal. Maybe every now and then. But I don't have an issue with high blood pressure, and I don't really prepare a lot of foods in this way, even though I do like seasoning. And I don't know, but as I'm getting older, sometimes it seems like my taste buds are like, you know, I need more. And I think I heard a doctor tell me that, you know, yeah, as you get older, you know, everything gets older, including your taste buds. So anyway, the meat is seasoned. So now, what I do is I put it in this casserole dish. It's a glass casserole dish. See? Glass casserole dish. I'm sorry. And I line it with aluminum foil for two reasons. One, it helps me avoid a whole lot of cleanup of that casserole dish, number one. And number two, when the meat is done, and I take out, because I'll probably eat 2 of these ribs with some corn and bread and my spinach salad when I'm done. And so 2 of them will come out, and 2 of them will probably be a part of tomorrow's meal, either lunch or dinner, more likely than not dinner. And so the 2 that remain, I'll just wrap up in the foil, put in the fridge, so I don't have to take up the whole fridge. I mean, I got this little bitty refrigerator, you see? You see my little mini fridge? It's like I'm in a college dorm or something, which is cool. But anyway, the idea is I can wrap up those 2 in the foil. It will take up much less space. And when I get ready to heat it up tomorrow, I'll sit it on this pan, which goes in there, in the foil, and I don't have to do anything else, right? And heat it up, and we're off. So this is probably the most extensive part. Now, here is the part that I had to really question whether I wanted to do it or not. When I was making lamb before, one of the recipes called for a Japanese wine of some sort or another, a rice wine, and not sake. And so, of course, going through, you know, going online and saying, okay, what's a good substitute for that? Because I couldn't actually find it. I did go to the liquor stores to try to find it. Remember, I have a disease. I cannot drink alcohol. Do not drink alcohol. But I have used white cooking wine in my lamb stew, which, you know, didn't make me feel drunk and, you know, didn't make me like want to go get another drink or anything like that. So the recipes, the alternatives kept saying brandy, brandy, brandy. And I was like, do I want to do that? Okay, I decided to do it. So I got this little airline bottle of brandy. Believe it or not, I've had this bottle probably a month and a half, 2 months. And it was full, but I've made, like I said, I did this twice before. So I've used this little bottle of brandy twice on 8 of these. So I did this 1, 2 times, right? And so now, this is what I do with the brandy, because it says the brandy brings out the flavor of the meat, and it helps cook in the seasonings. So this is what I do. just on one side. I pour brandy on the meat. Now I can tell you, see, I still have brandy in that bottle. I can tell you, I smell the brandy, but when I eat the meat, I don't taste the brandy. Actually, I put barbecue sauce on the meat, you know, when it's closer to done, actually when it's done, and then I let the barbecue sauce cook in as well. But the brandy, it seems, helps ignite the flavors. All the seasoning that's on this meat, the brandy seems to help bring out the flavors more. And I mean, it's like fabulous. Anyway, I've discovered I can cook with alcohol, but I cannot drink alcohol, and there's a difference. I didn't know that. Which is why I was first apprehensive and like, oh my God, you know, do I want to do that? Is that safe? You know, am I going to get myself in trouble? Is this going to provoke me to go to drink? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But it does add flavor to my food. Hey, so that's a good thing. Anyway, and one of the ways that I know it's safe is I have no desire to take that brandy and down it and take a shot and, you know, just to mellow out, you know, because I'm a pretty mellow guy these days, you know. When you cook and stuff like that, go grocery shopping on a regular basis, do your laundry and cleaning, you tend to mellow. I think those kinds of mature things help you mellow. And it's certainly, for me, that's the result. So now, these ribs are going to go in my toaster oven at 375 for about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. And then I'll be back and I'll show you what they look like before I put barbecue sauce on them and put my corn on and make my spinach salad, show you what that looks like. Just so you get an idea of what my meal prep looks like and what my recipe for barbecue lamb is. There you go. See you shortly.